Want to know what you'll look like as an old dude? Just wait until you have a toddler in the house and then catch yourself in the mirror unexpectedly. Or you could download the latest craze, which is called Faceapp. Everybody's doing it. Everybody is seeing what their face will look like in the future. And here's what I did earlier. You see, this is the before picture with nothing done to me. You can youthen yourself. I'm going to just coin that as a phrase. You can youngify yourself and make yourself look like this, or you can age yourself and shriek, run away into the sea forever, never to return. This is my future. And, you know, as I look at this photograph, as I look at my future, I realize that the world really is a horror story. You know, the whole premise of every horror story ever is the doors are locked and nobody gets out of here alive. That is planet Earth. The doors are locked, no one gets out of here alive. And actually, the aging process wakes you up to the fact that you are mortal, you are flesh, you are perishing, and one day you'll be gone. So what's interesting is that this has become a craze. In a culture that is in the grip of the cult of youth, all of a sudden we want to age ourselves and share it on Instagram. Usually you retake the selfie 3,000 times and find the one picture that doesn't make you look like E.T. sucking chili off a thistle or something like that. Suddenly we are all sharing our worst sides, or at least our aged sides. And it really goes to the heart of our love-hate relationship with our faces, with our looks. You and I, we all have love-hate relationships with our faces. In one sense, we love them, right? And if you don't think you love your face, well, next time you get tagged in Facebook in that group photograph and you think, oh yeah, that must have been the photograph that was taken on holiday 3 weeks ago. Oh, that's got all the people I love the most in the world. And so you go to the page and you look at the photograph. But for whose face are you looking? If you are anything like me, your eyes fix on your own smug little visage. And then, this is the other side of things, then you have the temerity to say that this is not a very good photograph of you because it doesn't make you look like the spitting image of Brad Pitt, right? We have this love-hate relationship with the photo. And we look at the photo and we think, oh, I'm ugly. I can't believe I look like this. And, you know, my wife, who has an admirable zeal for the truth, she will show me those photographs and she will bury my face in those photos. She will say, Glenn, do you see that? Do you see the way you look in that photo? That's how you look all the time. And at that point, you are tempted to say, I hate myself, I'm ugly, which of course is a lie. You don't hate yourself. You actually love yourself so much you think you deserve to look better than you do. But the Faceapp is doing exactly that thing. It's tapping into our love-hate relationship with ourselves. We all want to share our own faces, our own selfies around the place. But this is actually waking us up to, here's our future. Now, just this afternoon, we filmed on a beach in Eastbourne, a whole bunch of teenagers looking at their own faces, and their responses were pretty funny. Ah. Look at that. I can see you. Yeah, there's Sophia, aged, 40, kind of taking kids to soccer practice, that sort of thing. So how would you feel looking like this when you're, let's say, 40?
I want to cool myself.
Really? That's extreme. Yeah.
Oh, no, that's not me.
It is definitely going to be you.
Oh, oh.
This is.
Yes.
Do you think you could learn to love this face?
I don't know. Maybe.
Everyone else can. What does it make you think?
I'm really ugly when I'm old.
I don't think so. You look distinguished. Like, grey hair's not a bad thing. I've got plenty of it myself. Look at that.
Yeah.
I love that. Every single one of them swore. One of them even said, I want to kill myself because of how she looked. In an Instagram age where we retake the selfie 3,000 times just to get the right shots, then of course, to be confronted by our mortality and our frailty, to be confronted by the aging process, that is really going to take its toll on us. We really want to grip hold of our youthfulness. It's pretty much the thing we want to trade in these days. We've got such a cult of youth these days. If you don't believe me, then, look at your Facebook feed. See everything that's being shared there. The only old people you're seeing on Facebook are those who have been aged by Faceapp. You don't normally see old people on Facebook unless they are doing what young people do. And so you scroll through Facebook and you see there's the 70-year-old who ran the marathon. And everyone in the comments is saying, oh, aren't old people great when they act like young people, right? It's the 70-year-old who runs the marathon, or the 80-year-olds who are into breakdancing, or the 90-year-olds who are into speed dating. Only when old people act like young idiots do we have any time for them. We used to prize their age and their wisdom and experience, and these days, no. Only if they ape the young do we care about them. We've got such a cult of youth. Why do we have a cult of youth? It's because we don't think the story ends very well. We don't want to get towards the end of the story, because when you turn over to that last page, there is death. My death, the death of the sun, the heat death of the universe. In a world which believes that we are just biological survival machines clinging to an insignificant rock, hurtling for a meaningless universe towards eternal extinction, don't tell me I'm going to get old. I'm going to get depressed. Of course I'll want to kill myself if the clock is simply ticking, and the only thing at the end of that clock ticking is the bomb goes off. But what if the Bible's true? What if Psalm 90 verse 12 is true? Moses there writes, help me to number my days aright that I might get a heart of wisdom. You know, that says to me that the Face app can be helpful for my spiritual growth. As I learn to look at my aged face, can I learn to love what God is doing in my life and give thanks for what God is doing in my life? Can I get a heart of wisdom by understanding the passage of time? I want to number my days aright so that I can get a heart of wisdom. But then, is it merely that I just get gray hairs and age and experience and wisdom comes with that? Or is there something beyond that? And the Bible says beyond just the age and wisdom and experience that comes with age, there is the wonder of resurrection. As we age, we are closer each day to the fountain of youth. We are closer each day to the elixir of life. We are closer each day to that thing that people spend thousands and tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of pounds on. You know, all that surgery that people do to try to make themselves look young. We're going to get it for free. We are going to have immortal youthfulness on the far side of the grave. We will have our youth renewed like the eagles. So that, you know, that picture of myself that is me aged 40, you know what? I can actually roll back the clock, not just roll forward the clock. I can look forward to an eternal youthfulness. And you know, that means I can age well. That means I can go along in this journey of aging, learning all the things that God has for me, not wanting to grasp after the sand of youthfulness that will just slip through my fingers, but that actually every day is taking me closer to youthfulness. Though outwardly we are wasting away, inwardly we are renewed day by day. This is the good news that we can proclaim to a culture that is just petrified of getting old, that just wants to cling on to not only youthfulness, but also immaturity. But here, with this story, a story that ends well, we can march into the future. We can learn to love our aging faces. We can learn to love the age that we are coming into. And we can learn to look forwards to an eternal youthfulness when Jesus renews our strength again. It's the 23rd of July. I'm Glen Scrivener, and you're watching Speak Life.